There's a moment in everyone's life when silence gets too loud, when everything you built starts to fall apart. And that night, you'll either give in or rise. This is the story of a man who almost gave up, and the choice that changed everything. Marcus Hale wasn't broken, he was just tired. Tired of showing up to a job that didn't care. Tired of pretending everything was fine when it was. Tired of smiling for people who never noticed his silence. That night, he sat alone at the kitchen table. One lamp, one half-empty cup of coffee, and a question that burned through the quiet. What if I just stopped? It was the first time he said it out loud. And it scared him, because a part of him wanted to mean it. Days blurred, the job let him go. The friends who once checked in didn't anymore. His world shrank into four walls and one heavy thought. You're not enough. He started disappearing, not from the world, but from himself. The mirror showed a man he didn't recognize anymore. One cold night, sitting on a park bench, he watched people living lives that felt like distant planets. And for a split second, he almost walked away from everything, but then a kid fell. A small cry cut through the air. His mom ran, lifted him up. And Marcus just watched. For some reason, that small moment. A child learning to stand again. Cracked through the darkness. Marcus didn't make a grand promise that night. He just whispered to himself, one more day. That was it. One day the next morning before the sun rose. Marcus did something he hadn't done in months. He laced his shoes and walked. No headphones, no plans, just steps. Each step wasn't strength. It was defiance. He didn't know where he was going. But for the first time in a long time, he was moving. He wrote one line in his old notebook. I'm still here. It wasn't easy. Change never is. Some mornings he wanted to stay in bed. Some nights the darkness whispered louder. But Marcus learned something most people never do. Discipline isn't loud. It's quiet, invisible. It's doing the work when no one claps. He started small. One call to an old friend. One email for freelance work. One page of notes. Momentum didn't roar. It whispered. Weeks later, a small job landed. Then another. Then a meeting with someone who believed in what he was building. Nothing was guaranteed. But for the first time, he believed in himself. Because discipline had done what motivation couldn't. It made him unshakable. And then one day, as he stood outside, watching the sunrise he almost never saw, he smiled. Not because he made it, but because he didn't quit when no one was watching. Your comeback won't start with applause. It'll start with one small decision. A walk, a line in a notebook, a whisper in the dark. That's how Marcus rose. And that's how you will too. Because legends aren't born when life is easy. They're built the night you refuse to quit.